In today's video, I'm just going to go over an example of one of the recent setups on the weekly chart, and it was in Priceline, because a lot of people question whether or not you can take entries against the weekly work, and you absolutely can. So I'm going to give you this example. This is where I basically took quite a few of these prior declines on the left-hand side of the chart, and then I compared them to the more recent decline in Priceline after it broke down below a lot of this initial support here. So what we found was that we did finally find some support from those symmetrical projections, and they came in at let's see, 1755 to 1776 handle. And we know that if we continue to hold above this area, that the upside potential is pretty healthy. We would look for at least a deeper upside correction from this last low, and possibly more, which the possibly more would be a full 1272 extension of the swing into that symmetry support. So bottom line, what we do know is that this was support and there were buy triggers against it. We don't ultimately know where it's going to end up, but we know that we have defined risk when we have a zone like this, and then it also fires off a buy trigger. So I do want to give you an example of what a buy trigger looks like. And for a swing trade, the 15-minute chart is the aggressive swing trade trigger with the 834 EMA, and you can see that this is where that last low was made, and the signal was when we both had the 834 EMA crossover to the upside, and in that process you took out a prior swing high, which was right here. So once both of those things occurred, we knew to focus on the buy side in Priceline. We've had a nice rally since then. Typically, I'm always going to tell you, what target we should shoot for, but you always want to trail up stops as you go, just in case we don't make the actual target. Okay, and just to give you one more example of where we're getting some of these setups on the weekly charts, there was a setup on the weekly chart in Expedia that has held up very nicely, and there was also a recent setup that we had. Actually, if I can find the weekly chart, it was, yeah, IBM on the weekly chart. Okay, this was one of the ones that was asked for in the breakout session, and we also found a key support decision on weekly IBM. So with that being said, have a great long weekend, and I'll see you next week.